The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. The Trade Department has released its latest suggested retail price bulletin. Prices of some basic necessities and prime commodities have gone up by as much as 10%. These include canned sardines, powdered milk, bread, instant coffee, and luncheon meat. Prices of some non-food items like detergent soap, candles, and batteries were also hiked. Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo described these as, quote, the most fair and reasonable increases the DTI could allow. Now let's bring in Mr. Steven Cua of the Philippine Amalgamated Supermarkets Association. Thanks for talking to us, sir.
Hi, Angela. Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Are supermarkets already implementing the increase in SRP on some basic goods?
Well, if my deliveries for those particular goods for today, maaari. Some stores would already be starting to implement. We may start to implement those pricing increases and adjustments. And not all stores, I asked, if meron na, yung iba wala pa, so walang delivery siguro, Maka tinapay, pag dumating ang tinapay, kasi tinapay, normally around 3 days, every 2-3 days, delivery yan.
But sir, what basic products have increased the most so far? Do you have any data on that?
From when? Because prices have been increasing since end of 2021, so you have to tell me which month or what items you want to know. Maraming nag-increase na every month.
Yes.
January, at least 30 manufacturers have given us notice of increases for some of their items, not all their items, okay? Tandaan mo, some of these items have already increased in the past, and it's another round of increases lang. Kasi they don't want to increase by too much, 2%, 3%, ganun lang each round,
Yeah, but I was wondering, sir, are we expecting changes in consumer spending given nga meron ngayong bagong SRP?
Well, for sure, consumers will have to adjust, how their spending habits, They'll probably have to tighten their belts some more, or in some cases, throw away their belts and buy extra small belts, to fit their budget.
But how many brands naman po yung have not yet requested for an SRP hike?
Angela, I've lost track as to which brands have not yet given any notice of increase since end of 2021,
Yeah.
Kasi tandaan mo, ang minomonitor lang ng DTI is only around 280 items,
Exactly.
That's not a lot compared to the thousands of items, in the supermarket.
Now, manufacturers of canned sardines say that actually some brands are pulling out of supermarkets due to losses. Do you think it's true?
Well, I have not heard news. I've heard about that news, that they mentioned that they'll be doing that, but I have not heard from any of our members that they've empty shelves of for sardines. Not yet, at least.
All right. Thank you for your time, Philippine Amalgamated Supermarkets Association President Steven Cua. More stories coming your way after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. The Office of the Solicitor General has challenged the International Criminal Court's move to reopen the probe into the drug war of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Soljan Menardo Guevara says they have filed a notice with the Appeals Chamber of the ICC. Another appeal will be lodged by the Philippine government before the end of the month. The ICC's pre-trial chamber recently decided to resume the investigation on the alleged human rights violations during the war on drugs. Several personalities from the Duterte administration have opposed this, saying the country's criminal justice system is working well. Meantime, the Supreme Court has released its rulings on some controversial cases. The High Court junked the petition filed in 2017 by women's group Gabriela and more than 70 children that sought actions from the government on the dengue vaccine mess. The decision said that the court cannot intervene in the quote, discretionary functions and prerogatives of the executive department. Named respondents were former Health Secretary Francisco Duque, former Education Chief Leonor Briones, and 3 others. Meantime, the Supreme Court also dismissed the graft charges against Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile and several others. This is over the 840 million pesos in Coco Levy funds that they allegedly pocketed during the administration of the late dictator and former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. In other news, the Philippine government has deported the 2 remaining fugitives involved in robberies in Japan. They are Tomonobu Saito and Yuki Watanabe, also known as Luffy, who was identified as the ringleader of the group. The deportation came after the dismissal of the violence against women and children charges filed against them. 2 other Japanese fugitives, Kyoto Imamura and Toshiya Fujita, were earlier deported. The Justice Department says that the completion of Japan's deportation request is a sign of cooperation with the country.
To the Japanese Embassy and government, we hope we have shown you that we are worthy partners in the fight against criminality and illicit behavior. Let this be a sign of commitment that we will cooperate with you in matters of common concern and interest.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Some senators are pushing for an increase in monthly pensions of ex-Filipino presidents. Senator Francis Tolentino and his colleagues have filed the former President's Benefits Act, noting that the 8,000 peso monthly pension now is just not enough. The Migrant Workers Department will open a Japan desk to fast-track the processing of OFW's employment requirements. This as the DMW welcomed the offer of more than 80 Japanese employers to hire Filipino skilled workers. The death toll in the magnitude 7.8 quake that rocked Turkey and Syria has passed 15,000. In Turkey alone, more than 12,300 people were confirmed dead. Despite the freezing weather, rescuers are still working double time to look for survivors trapped under the rubble. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Angela Lagunsad. We are One News.